Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald right here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Coming in like a jobber. No interest music, no Titantron, no video, no nothing. Just kicking off this little live stream here. And of course, I can't figure out what I'm doing right or wrong here. Uh, so no images again for this week. Um, let's see what did I do here? Okay, there I am. See, Tony made it to the chat. Good evening, sir. How are you doing? Are you doing fine? But yeah, like I said, I'm up here like a jobber, like the other one of the other podcasters would say. Who booked this shit? Anyway, tired? What are you tired for, man? Ain't like you worked all day or anything. Yeah, I'm a damn jobber, Joe. How was your day, Joe King? Seriously, how was your day? Y'all ready to talk about some wrestling? Eh. Yeah, same here. Oh man, I wish I see. I have this other app. I know nobody wants to hear this part. I have this other app. I was supposed to kind of configure with this. That way, I can share images and stuff like that. But I have not figured that out yet. Engage my audience with start off with Q and A. Start off with a poll. I had a poll and a girl here. I bet you I could get a lot of views, but I have neither one. Uh, I'm just playing around with bunch right now. Anyway, screw that. Let's talk about some wrestling. Let me briefly talk about some current stuff here. We got the big news on Raw, of course, is CM Punk, the Punkster himself. He is going to be running wild on WWE Raw. He's going to be their new superstar. Pretty good promo there. The usual kind of babyface. You know, he did apologize for walking out on Cleveland almost 10 years ago or 10 years ago. Good for him for doing that. Seem seem to be the theme for Raw this week. It's all about apology. I mean, Drew McIntyre, he apologized to Sami Zayn. Of course, Drew was still looking for apology from Jey Uso. Um, then CM Punk apologized. Uh, CM Punk, CM Punk. Yeah, he got good reaction. The only big problem, little bit of problem I had with that segment was when Seth Rollins came out. He kind of came out kind of started out doing his usual spiel, the little bit of dance, then he, took the glasses off and threw them out in the crowd. Uh, I wouldn't have done that. There's supposed to been tension there, but oh, somebody text me. Da, 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 da. Oh, let me cut my phone off. Anyway, my bad. But yeah, he came out kind of doing the usual spiel, but didn't really dance all the way. He kind of danced a little bit at the entrance, but to me, it should have been you got real life tension with this guy. Everybody's seeing you kind of like flipping out, flipping him off, saying F you to him, all this good stuff, threatening to whoop his ass. But now it comes to draw that money, draw that attention, and you kind of just walk in. I understand kind of walk in, but it should have been no dancing, no glasses. If that's his usual street clothes, um, just kind of not a beeline, just walk straight to the ring, get in his face, and say what he said. Say, look, dude, you bashed us. for the last 10 years. You left, you bashed me, you bashed a lot of people in the back. You went somewhere else, and you're an ass over there. So this is kind of, but I mean, he did say that, but he could have did it without the showmanship. That makes what he did before that at the Survivor Series just look like a work night, which it was. I mean, everybody knows, but um, was your sister? She's having problems getting on the chat for some reason. I don't know what it is. Someone might have to walk her through it. Um, but yeah, that was kind of my only problem with that. It's just the whole presentation and everything. But it looks like all roads lead to Seth Rollins and CM Punk, either night one, night two. There's Karen Poole. Hey, Karen, how you doing? Um, but yeah, it looks like it's gonna be Seth Rollins. I say let CM Punk win the Royal Rumble. Then let Cody win the Elimination Chamber. I mean, like I said, now CM Punk is on Raw officially. This frees up Cody Rhodes to go to SmackDown and finish his story against Roman Reigns. So, um, yeah, I just put uh, if it was me, CM Punk wins the Rumble, wins Elimination Chamber, gets a shot at Roman Reigns. I think uh, I think CM Punk can handle working the Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, Castle Scary Bumps. Uh, Cody, sometimes he gets a little. Um, Hopefully, he doesn't get injured, but um, we know Cody's tough. But not saying CM Punk ain't tough, but he's a little fragile sometimes. He can get injured pretty pretty quickly, especially at his age. He did work every day for the last 10 years. Just even when it was AEW, just worked sporadically. So that's the way. That's the way I would do that scenario. Uh, what do y'all think? CM Punk wins Rumble. Cody wins Elimination Chamber. Night one main event for WrestleMania will be Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. Night two, Seth Rollins and CM Punk. I'm still putting Rollins over in that match too. Uh, no reason for CM Punk to go over. Just just let it go, man. Uh, so anyway, there's a little bit of WWE news. Uh, TNA I just read. I don't know if anybody watches TNA. Uh, does anybody know what channel it comes on? I feel bad. I don't know what channel it comes on. Of course, TNA used to be Impact. They used to be TNA. Now it's back to TNA. Uh, for those you keeping up. But anyway, Eddie Edwards has re-signed with TNA, so he's pretty much been the face of that company for a while now, and he's going to keep on being that. Um, Over in the AEW side, let's see. Uh, Apparently WWE's been talking to Warner Brothers Discovery about airing Raw on that channel, which their current deal with USA runs out in October of next year. I believe AEW's for Warner Bros. Discovery, that being TBS and TNT, it runs out, I think, December next year. So, and of course, the other rumor uh, is that last year, I think it was, I think somebody said um, they lost about $34 million last year. Um, their production and everything, I guess contracts included, cost like 154, and they only brought in 121. So uh, that's not bad. Bringing in 121 million dollars, but when you're investing 151, that kind of it's not good. Not a good thing. So TNA used to be on Axis, which is not Axis no more. It's something else. Is that the one that Mark Cuban owns? Joe? Anybody? But but then and yes, I still haven't watched AEW yet. I'll watch that a little bit later. I thought Raw was pretty decent. Some pretty good matches. Only thing I didn't like about uh man, poor Jey Uso. He's called main event Jey Uso, and his win loss record it's not that good. Uh, Suffered another loss to Drew McIntyre, but hopefully they can still get a little program together so he can get that win over Drew McIntyre. Uh, Whenever that might happen. Um, but yeah, it's wouldn't it be something though if WWE gets a contract with Warner Brothers Discovery? Let's see, when was the last time? Now, of course, TBS was owned by Ted Turner. They sold out to AOL Time Warner, and then AOL Time Warner, uh, of course, is Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers, then Discovery merged with them. Yada yada yada. Uh, yeah, there's a lot of people at top. Uh, yeah, but um, I think the one thing Jey Uso's really missing though, he needs a different finisher. I think too. The spear and the splash. Um, Few super kicks here and there. He needs kind of a distinguish his own little finisher. Don't know what that might be, um, but yeah, someone has to lose. It's not really hurting him too much. The crowd kind of still pops with him when he comes out, but um, I mean, I ain't saying he's got to go out and win every match, but sometimes got. I mean, Monday night, Drew, gouged the eyes, of course, and did the Claymore kick, so he cheated to win. So it didn't really make Jey Uso look weak, um, but it really doesn't do him any favors if they're trying to push him. But like I said, if you're he doesn't need to win every matches, but needs to win every war. I think, or at least most of them. Um, but yeah, I mean, but I like Jey Uso. He seems pretty cool. Um, I know we got a Jimmy Uso fan in there, but he, Jimmy Uso is on SmackDown. Still a member of the Bloodline. Let's see. Anyway, uh, want to do some retro talk too this evening. I don't know. Karen Poole, she's a Jimmy fan. Why are you? They're twins. They look alike a little bit. Jay's a little leaner than Jimmy is. Always has been. Always took good care of himself. Seemed like. Um, no, they don't. I just said they don't. Jay's a little leaner and whatnot. But anyway, yes. So want to do a little retro talk. Want to go back to the year 1990. Uh, Sting had just became NWA slash WCW. Yeah, I think it was called still NWA at the time. Defeated Ric Flair at the Great American Bash 1990. Uh, Suffered a knee injury, rehabbed it, got it operated on. Came back, beat Ric Flair at Great American Bash, fair and square in the ring. Then what was it? From It was Ole Anderson's book or she interview or both. Basically, Ole Anderson was part of creative. He was one. He was the booker of NWA slash WCW. Ted Turner did own it at this point. Crockett's were pretty much out of it. They brought in a guy by the name of Jim Herd. And of course, the story is he used to uh, be a district manager or owned his own franchise of Pizza Hut, but he worked for Boo. Yeah, uh, yeah. Jim Hurt had a lot of good ideas, supposedly. Uh, Not to digress too much, Jim Hurd, one of his great ideas, supposedly, as the some people might say a rumor and innuendo. Uh, the story goes that Jim Hurd wanted to bring in a wrestler called the Hunchback. He had a hunchback. Can't pin him because both shoulders got to hit the mat, and neither one of his shoulders, or one of his shoulders, but not the other ones, could touch the mat. But he's going to wrestle probably Sting or Luger or something like that, and Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Um, then they was going to, have a, I guess, falls count anywhere match, and whoever he wrestled was going to take a shovel, dig a hole, put the hump in it, then put his shoulders down to the ground. 1, 2, 3. That's how he was going to beat the Hunchback. But anyway, so Ole Anderson, legendary wrestler, part of Anderson Brothers Tag Team, Minnesota Wrecking Crew, uh, tag team champions over and over, world tag team champions, Georgia tag team champions, you name it. Him and Gene done it. Um, Also him and Stan Hansen. Him and Stan Hansen was and yeah, I like the Kenny Man. Kenny Man's Brad Armstrong, man. Do not knock Brad Armstrong. Yeah, Brad Armstrong got to pass out candy. Uh, but yeah, so anyway, Ole Anderson, he was also part owner and booker of Georgia Championship Wrestling for a long time. And he at one time booked both Georgia Championship Wrestling and Mid Atlantic at the same time. Uh, I don't think he did that great of I think he even admitted he didn't do that great of a job booking both territories, but he did the best he could. So anyway, uh, apparently Jim Hurd seen I guess taking some notes, and Ole Anderson had some names down, and Jim Hurd looked at it. It's like, what kind of card is this? Come on, Ole, you can do better than this. So Ole Anderson also has a reputation of being an asshole. So one he just took that piece of paper and wrote Sting versus Black Scorpion. Jim Hurd saw it's like, doing good there, kid. Now you're learning, or something like that. Uh, I'll try to link the Ole Anderson shooter review up and let him explain the whole story. But that's how the Black Scorpion was born. Uh, Literally just Ole being an asshole to Jim Hurd. So he's like, all right, I'll go with it. And they started doing some vignettes. I don't know if any of you kids out there remember Black Scorpion, the vignettes. Dude, you know who I am. I'm somebody from your past, or whatever. Uh, so actually, that was Ole Anderson doing that voice too. Um, but yeah, so they did it vignettes, and finally they had the first match, August of 1990, Black Scorpion versus Sting at the Clash of Champions. Um, and that match was Al Perez underneath the mask. Supposedly, according to Ric Flair, I think it was. Um, or actually, it was September 1990 when the first match came about. Clash of Champions 12. Uh, and like I said, you know, it was Al Perez at the time. According to Ric Flair, it was supposed to have been Al Perez all along. And but Al Perez quit. So it was not no one were going to be Al Perez. And of course, I think the rumor mill at the time, of course, when he was a kid at the time, uh, we were like, oh, it could be the Ultimate Warrior. They used to be tag team partners. We didn't understand that wrestlers have contracts and stuff like that. He's the world champion there. He can come here uh, and just wreak havoc. Uh, or some people. I was doing some research for this, and a lot of people thought it was Dave Sheldon, who also was Power Team USA. He wrestled as the Angel of Death. Also wrestled as one of the um, Russian assassins they had at the time. I think one of them was Jack Victory, and the original one being Sheldon, the Angel of Death. So anyway, the Classic Champions match ends in the smalls. The somebody dressed up as a with a black robe mask and the PA system got his attention. So that ended that match. But they had house show matches, and most of the house show matches was either Angel of Death or another wrestler by the name of Jeff Ellis. Don't know too much about him. I'm pretty sure I'll find something on him uh, during the week and be like, oh, that was him. But apparently, probably just a job guy. But yeah, uh, so they did it. Um, and of course, the major letdown. I mean, it got my interest. Like I said, there was no internet time. I don't know how much interest it was really drawing, but there was some interest. But that week after Starcade, and they showed the highlights, and seen that first picture of the Black Scorpion in the cage, it was like, ah, really? To me, it was just when the reveal was it was Ric Flair. I was like, why? Really? This is the Ric Flair's is his present, not his past. Um, and of course, according to Ric Flair too, it was either going to be him or Barry Windham. I know, and no, by the way, during the course of all this, Holy either quits or gets fired. Uh, one or two. Forgot about that part of the interview if he got fired or got put in a power plant, maybe. Uh, but anyway, it's supposed to be either him or Barry Windham. Ric Flair said, "Well, Barry Windham trying to be the fake Sting at Halloween Havoc in the match against Sid Vicious. That was horrible too. But he thought, okay, that's going to hurt Barry Windham. It's not going to hurt me being it. But as soon as you see that first picture or the first uh, video or scene that was Rick, I mean, even with the mask on, he's like, that's Ric Flair, really, of all people. I mean, even I was going back and looking at the roster for WCW or NWA at the time, 1990. I mean, it's like, okay, I guess it couldn't really been the Steiner brothers because they were too popular at the time. Lex Luger, he was in a feud with Stan Hansen with the U.S. Championship. Um, a guy from his past, well, couldn't have been Eddie Gilbert. Eddie Gilbert, I don't think he was probably working in Memphis at the time. Uh, I'm pretty sure if WCW called Eddie Gilbert at that time, he would have hopped on the bus back to Atlanta and got out of Tennessee. Because it would have been a big money program. Bring in somebody. He could have been manager to Angel of Death. Uh, I know Al Press quit, but maybe they could have taught them to come back. Say, look, we're gonna put you with Eddie Gilbert. 'Cause I don't think Gary Hart was there anymore. So Eddie Gilbert, of course, any of you kids know Eddie Gilbert. He can talk, he can work, um, kind of do it all. I think he was working creative at that time too, around that time, '89 maybe. But of course, a falling out. I think they had a bookie committee during those years, and he was part of it, and just didn't work out. But yeah, that the whole letdown of the Black Scorpion brings me to the current day, the AEW Devil. Uh, yes, uh, Joe King mentioned it. I have it on good authority that the Black Scorpion is the devil. Exclusive right here. Uh, you had your sources. Uh, did your sources call you, Joe? You got to him before Dave Meltzer did. Anyway, so yeah. So I mentioned last week about the devil, the whole devil program or gimmick they're doing. Who could the devil be? As mess with MJF and everybody. Okay, just don't reveal your sources, Joe. That's fine. We know it's Jack Perry. We know Tony Khan's calling you. Uh, that's who it is. Tony Khan's calling Joe. Uh, so the Black Scorpion's not selling energy drinks there. So he's there for a reason. So anyway, yes, get back to the devil storyline. Like I said last week, I think this is going to be just a freaking huge, huge letdown. Uh, I mean, let's look at some of the names who are rumored might be. Supposedly, it was supposed to be Adam Cole. Again, it would have been too obvious, too much. To me, I think it'd be too much of a letdown anyway, because it's too obvious that it is Adam Cole. It could be just MJF screwing with people, which will be to me another huge letdown. It's like, why? Of course, you got Roderick Strong. Yeah, another rumor could have been Roderick Strong, and I'm sorry, that whole I call him Cringe Strong because that the character he's playing now is it's not entertaining. It's just cringeworthy. It's like, yeah, you got away from the WWE. You gone to AEW. They're gonna apply your skills at the best. They're gonna treat you the best. And now he's yelling at everybody, Adam, ready. Sorry, and getting pushed around in a wheelchair. Horrible, horrible. Um, Jack Perry, that's another rumor, but I don't think they'd be taken too seriously right now if it was Jack Perry. Uh, Wardlow seems to be a little too. I mean, he's already you know put his hands on MJF and got in his face saying, "Look, I'm coming after you." Uh, maybe it's somebody being you know, it could be the Black Scorpion. Ric Flair mentioned Wardlow. I mean, he's got, Arn Anderson's not there no more, so uh, Tully Blanchard's not there no more. Hey, just put on Ric Flair. I mean, nothing against Ric Flair. Ric Flair's a legend. He's a legend. The man, 60-minute man. Jack Perry. I don't like I said. Jack Perry just. I don't think anybody cares for Jack Perry right now. Um, that's kind of what happens when you shoot off at the mouth, and everybody, or especially the AEW fan base, which is usually us wrestling geeks. Um, they know he got beat up by CM Punk, and I'm sorry. I don't care for Jungle Boy. I don't care for Dylan's baby boy. Um, just don't care for him. Another rumor was Will Ospreay. Now, Will Ospreay, it won't be too bad. Not too bad of an idea. Not sure why you know, no rhyme or reason to it. He just signed. He's officially signed. I think March of next year. I think it is. It's when this New Japan deal runs out. Early next year. Yeah, I mean, really won't make sense. It'll get a pop. I think it'd be more of a pop from the crowd. That's Will Ospreay, and not you know um, anybody else. Uh, let's see. Uh, and seems like yeah, that's exactly right. They care about the initial prop, and like I said, when you're on the last leg of that contract, that television contract, uh, with a company like Warner Brothers Discovery, and I think the end game would be you will want to keep them, and hopefully they'll put you on their streaming net max, their streaming network. You got to start knocking things out of the park now. It's time to quit playing around, and I say it all the time. They, AEW's got great talent. Uh, oh, it'll be the Devil Championship belt. They'll have it. It's AEW. Just have a tournament. The winner gets to beat the Devil, and the champ. Have a Devil Championship belt too. Don't forget the championship belt because they need another one champion. I think that's where they should have it. This first match champion, second match champion, third match champion. Uh, and if you lose, you get a runner up belt. Yeah, you gotta have a belt. Uh, yeah, every, all the losers get a runner up belt, loser belt, like a thumbs down, and gold and diamonds. Uh, then the next week, you don't defend it. You trying to win a thumbs up belt. Say, hey, I won this week. The loser of last week's first match goes against the loser of the second match. There you go. I just booked AEW for a year. Just kidding. Um, but yeah, like I've always said, they got the best talent in the world. It's just they need a solid booker, man. What's Raven? What's Raven doing? Hire him. He can make things make sense, and I think he understands that. Hey, times a change. He's not like this way is the best way and stuff like that. He's going to apply their skills, keep it fresh, you know, if we could do all these moves. Uh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They need a real booker with storylines. Tony Khan, you're not Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon was, I won't say born into it, but sort of raised into it. Um, and when you have, and even he wasn't the quote unquote booker. He brung in, well, who was it during the Hulkamania phase? What it was, of course, Pat Patterson. You had uh, George Scott, I think it was. George Scott was the booker. Yeah, because George Scott brung in Roddy Piper, Ricky Steamboat, Greg Valentine. Um, but yeah, I think Raven will be because they can think outside the box and make things make sense. Um, I think he can do good storylines and stuff like that, and it's another thing too. It's like, hey, you gotta start listening to the veterans. Uh, Sometimes you don't need 5 Canadian destroyers. Want to be good, cover get a Canadian destroyer, cover the person, which is the Panama Sunrise. That's pretty much a leaping from the middle turnbuckle into a Canadian destroyer. So why is everybody else doing it? Nobody else should be doing it. Um, but yes, this hire a real booker. If they don't like it, freaking go back to New Japan. I was go. All those guys kind of made some good money. Put some of that money into. Yeah, he's not even Canadian. Yeah, that's true. He's not even Canadian. That's the reason he's from Panama. Panama Beach, Florida, I guess. I have no idea really where Adam Cole's from. Uh, Oz, I think. He's from the chocolate factory. Uh, I can't make fun of short people. I'm only 5'8", so and of course I'm not out there trying to be a wrestler either. I'm just talking shit about it. But yeah, they do need a booker, need somebody you know they'll listen to and say, hey, let's fight the ship out because uh uh what's that vanilla what? That's what it is. Uh, I mean, I still stand by my statement I've always said about Adam Cole. Adam Cole is pretty decent. Uh, if he was 6'1", 6'2", he'll be main eventing. Uh, he can talk, he can go. If he was just a little taller, a little hit that gym a little bit more. I mean, you ain't gotta be too big. Uh, you it's 2023, not 1983. You ain't gotta get uh steakhouse big or steroid big. Just at least look like you belong, look like an athlete, as Jim Cornette would say. Uh, but yeah, so that is my kind of comparison to U.S. or Intercontinental. No, I say if he had stayed there and not been thought of as a manager, yeah, U.S. Intercontinental. But if he was 6'1", 6'2", he'd be in that world title hunt. Vince McMahon would put him in that world title hunt, or Universal or whatnot, because he can talk, he can go. He's just uh, I'm sorry, I don't care what Wikipedia says. He can't be no taller than I am, and I'm 5'8". Ain't no way he's 5'10". You I don't believe it. It's work. Uh, I mean, Drew McIntyre's tall. What's Drew McIntyre legitimate 6'4", 6'5"? Yeah, I mean, reason Vince wanted him to be a manager because he can talk, and he's 5'8". He wanted him to be Cliff Lee. Is that his name? Cliff Lee, Bearcat. He wanted to be his manager, is what I heard. Which would have been good because Cliff is a big boy. He can move for a big boy, and he's not like an athletic build guy. He's just a big dude. Looks like he eats a lot of steak. Uh, and a lot of Asian food. Um, gosh, I'm being bad here, but yeah, I mean, he could definitely be a target. Could be a manager, but now the only real manager there is Paul Heyman. But but like I said, if Adam Cole was about 26, 6 foot and 6'2", whatever, even at 6'2", he'll be in a hunt. Him and Roman Reigns, you know, probably could have been this generation's uh, Rock and Steve Austin, Edge, John Cena, or Randy Orton, John Cena. Not that they're just like them. It's just because every generation has that matchup. Back when we were watching it, it was Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes. Uh, then you know Sting, Vader. Nobody remembers Hogan, Savage. Then um, then in the '90s when I had that boom, it was Rock and Steve Austin. Then 2000s uh, became, or late 2000s, early 2010s, it was Randy Orton, John Cena. You just had that matchup. It's going to draw. Um, but now it's not. Here's an interesting question for that chat. Right now, who is this generation's Cena, Randy Orton? I mean, there's. I guess they're trying to make Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes that matchup. And of course, Triple H, he likes to let things, like I said, simmer. Yeah, Cody. I guess that's basically what it is now. It's Cody and Roman Reigns. Because I believe the second WrestleMania they're gonna go at it, and hopefully they just put Cody Rhodes over. No, no reason to let it linger for another year. Just finish it out, let it go. Uh, Maybe mid-year, change it back over. Uh, I'm not counting on The Rock in a Roman Reigns match. Maybe if that Hollywood strike, actor strike, lasted longer, I say The Rock would have called Vince and said, "Hey Vince, we ready to do that me and Roman Reigns match now?" Of course, it wouldn't be Vince. It'll be Triple H. Hey, Paul, I think I'm ready to go against Roman Reigns now. Um. Anyways, so anyway, that's kind of a little topic I was getting into. It's like just comparing the whole Devil AEW Devil with the Black Scorpion storyline. I, I'm just like laying preparing you for the letdown. Uh, Now, what would be funny? Now, it would be funny. Um, yeah, build up Jays and Sammys. Yeah, Sammy's getting a little up there in a little. How old is Sami Zayn now? He's got to be what, mid 30s now. Jay's got Jay's been there a while. Uso's been there for a while, but you still you know build up Jay Uso for the next couple of years. Sammy, uh, Sammy's a Sammy. Sammy's talented. Sammy can talk. Sammy can draw that uh inspiration from Mick Foley. It's inner Mick Foley. And yes, if you're next Sammy, when Sammy's back from his injury or whatever, watch his promos. Very, very Mick Foley-ish. Uh, think he definitely gets inspired by the Mick Foley promos. Makes it, I mean, gets inspired, makes it his own. Um, Especially when he's kind of like doing the little pointing finger thing. Uh, oh, Gunther's the man. Uh, I always talk to friends about this, especially when you're talking about chops. There's um, there's a list of people I would not want to take a chop from. Gunther's one, and even though he passed away a long time ago, Wahoo McDaniel. If we meet up on the other side, I'm like, brother, please don't chop me. If I was a wrestler, yeah. Uh, don't want to be chopped by Gunther, Wahoo McDaniel. I know a lot of people out there don't know, but if you live in Georgia and watch Georgia Independence, there's a wrestler by the name of Azrael. Killer chops. Wouldn't want to be chopped by him. I wouldn't want to wrestle Ron Garvin. You used to see what Ron Garvin used to do to jobbers. Look, go. He's slapping the piss out of you, stretching you, and slapping you at the same time. Uh, Same with Kevin Sullivan. Sullivan was stomp the crap out of you, smack you around, chop you too. Ric Flair, I won't want to be chopped at it. Ric Flair and Steamboat, nope, nope. But yeah, like I said, uh, there's a wrestler by the name of Azrael in Georgia, killer chops. He used to be partners with a guy named Gabriel, but once they got their tag team, he went by his real name, Chad Parham. Won't want to be chopped by him either. Uh, any of you watch NWA Power, Judas? I seen Judas and uh, Chad Parham in a match. Chad Parham lit up that chest, and that's a big man be lighting up, even at that time in his career. Um, Well, he was called Michael Adrian, but uh, but yeah, like I said, I just won't. I will cringe. It's like, come on, I'll job to George South. Let me job. I, I'd rather be I'd rather be chopped by Randy and Bill Mulkey at the same time. They can pin me with a chop. I'd rather do that than have to wrestle Ron Garvin. I tell you, somebody else. I mean, if you're on the network or get on YouTube and see if you find a Mid Atlantic match with Sergeant Slaughter as a heel, uh, he wasn't too ginger to those job guys either. I do remember one back when they had a network. It's on Peacock now. There was Sergeant Slaughter against Tony Anthony, who grew up to be the dirty white boy, but he was clean white meat jobber guy in Mid Atlantic at the time. I mean, give Tony Anthony credit, he took it, but man, Sergeant Slaughter lit him up. Not even with chops, forearms. I'm talking about Sheamus type forearms. Um, but yeah, and I had to say it again. The best match so far this year is Gunther, Drew McIntyre, and Sheamus WrestleMania. Um, then there's everybody else. Uh, but yeah, in case you ain't realize this is the open forum part of our live stream, so you can chime in with you can call in with your questions, or please don't call in. Just put it in the chat or statements. Give a comment. Give a statement. We can talk about today's wrestling or yesterday's wrestling. It's all good. We got it all. Um, yes, big dude. Adrian's a big. He's gotten bigger. I mean, he's not out. I mean, he's still in good shape, whatever, but he's got a little bigger. So I think on YouTube I seen an old Wildside match where when he wasn't one man mafia yet. He was the Elite Swingers. Uh, Michael Adrian. Uh, Compared to now, he was pretty skinny, but even though back then he was a pretty good built guy, but went to Puerto Rico, became Michael Judas. Now he's Judas. Um, I guess they call hair extensions. I guess he wanted that long hair look and everything. It's kind of change the look up a little bit. You know, always good to change things up. Also, by the way, I'm still looking for a whiskey or bourbon sponsor. If anybody wants to sponsor the show, uh, pay me in a bottle, and I'll do a couple shots on the air here. Just a couple shots. You don't want me to do too many shots. I'll be talking about everything. Uh, but yeah, Judice, I guess want to change the look up a little bit. Do the hair thing. That way he can flip his hair back. Kind of like a no shots. I'm talking about me doing shots, not you. I do one or two. Not vodka though. Karen, I am not doing vodka. Um, I know she's gonna if she sees this, uh, she's gonna say, "Yeah, vodka, no vodka, no vodka." Uh, some bourbon, some whiskey. I just don't like vodka. Not my thing. Um, no shots of vodka. No, not for me. Uh-uh, not today. Not any day. take a shot to the foot before I take a shot of vodka. Okay, I really don't mean that. That would hurt. But I don't know. Probably won't hurt me as much as the shot of vodka. I don't know. Vodka just don't agree with me. Jack Daniels. What's that one drink? That little cinnamon spicy drink, Fireball. Will they reveal if it's Will Ospreay? I'll be well. I guess they could if it's Ospreay, they could reveal it the pay per view. Which is on Saturday. I will be watching that. Uh, yes, Fireball. I can do Fireball. I can do Fireball better than I do vodka. Strange, ain't it? Um, uh, but they can still, if it's Ospreay, they can still do that. Yeah, yeah. Come on down. Uh, Chinese and AEW pay per view. Not to be confused with WWE premium live events. I'm still learning that. There's a difference. WWE always want to be different. Uh, but yeah, Chinese is always a standard on pay per views most of the time. If I'm with my buddy, yeah, it's Chinese. By myself, sometimes a steak or spaghetti or Chinese because I'm too lazy to cook. Um, but I think it's time for them to reveal it. Whether they just need a whatever they come up with, that's what it's going to be. Uh, just like I said, I mean, Will Ospreay, they'll draw a pop. That's about the best scenario of all the names I've heard. I think I heard Britt Baker too. It's like, okay, yeah, steak or Chinese. We'll figure it out. Depends on uh, if I have to go out of town again, it might be steak because uh, going out of town, you eat out every night, and it's okay. It's either eat out or have microwave food, and both of them are pretty much bad with me. Uh, or I'll do both those when I'm out of town. Um, Either a microwave dinner or uh, carry out food, restaurant food. Um, but I've never done Chinese up in Boiling Springs. I'm afraid they got that Mexican restaurant though. Uh, if you're in beautiful Boiling Springs, South Carolina, stop by Papa's of Beers Mexican restaurant. They give you a ton of food. Uh, yeah, like I said, if I don't have to go out of town, we can do Chinese. But if I do get stuck out of town for a day or two, which it don't look like I will be, I gotta remember. Uh, Knock on wood. Uh, Next week's the last week of work for me for the year, and it's uh, I haven't looked at the weather yet or the weather predictions for next week. But if it rains all next week, I'm not gonna shed a tear. Yeah, I'm taking the last week of the year off. It's going my mornings. Well, not a vacation. I call it staycation because when you gotta always be somewhere at a certain time or be. I've done my time in the hotel this year. I'm good. Um, so I don't want to go on vacation really anywhere, and it's too cold for a tent. Um, I can't afford a cruise right now this year, um, or especially last. I don't know. I think last minute cruisers are kind of cheaper, but I got planned for that. I gotta get a new passport and all that good stuff. But Yeah, my morning's gonna consist of I'll probably still wake up at 6 a.m. every morning. Uh, so yeah, I wake up at 6 a.m., take a shower, fix me a nice big bowl of Tony the Tiger Frosted Flakes, peanut butter jelly sandwich for lunch. Probably play some video games. Speaking of video games, anybody heard anything about the WWE 2K24? Is that going to come out March again, or was it March or April last year? I ain't heard too many people talking about it, and so far the AEW game is not. Uh, I guess hit and miss. Depends on what you like. Too bad. Too bad. I guess what's that? I can't think of the name of it. It was kind of like the Netflix of video games where you can rent video game. Yeah, maybe if you get should be probably available for cheap now. AEW Fight Forever. GameFly, that's it. Is that still around? Maybe I'll get it for like a month so I'll rent it. If I don't like it, no harm, no foul. Can't remember the last time I even played a video game. I think the last time I actually set a non wrestling or non sports wrestling game was the Star Wars Jedi something. Uh, I bought that for myself for Christmas a few years ago. It was a kick ass game too. Remember the name of it, but you actually um, got to be a Jedi who kind of escaped the the Jedi assassinations. He survived it, kept in hiding, uh, but then got exposed, and off you go. It's actually a pretty good game. Thank God for YouTube though. I had to go to YouTube a lot to um, figure out how to get out of certain situations. Yeah, seen the teaser trailer for GTA 6. That looked pretty good. Um, Speaking of teaser, I seen a teaser trailer or trailer for uh, Beverly Hills Cop 4. That looked pretty good, the movie. But yeah, the new GTA game, I think don't come out till late next late next year or year at 2025. I think. Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be on Netflix. The Beverly Hills Cop 4. It's gonna have Eddie Murphy. See, I shouldn't confuse like my pop culture stuff. I'm about wrestling, not movies. Anyway, yeah, it's gonna have Eddie Murphy, Kevin Bacon's gonna be in it, Judge Reinhold, um, Bronson Pinchot. If that's how you pronounce his name. Balky Batakamis, the guy who played Balky on Perfect Strangers. Uh, speaking of old '80s shows, Hulu's got Who's the Boss available for streaming. But but yeah, the Beverly Hills Cop 4 is gonna be on Netflix. Netflix produced or Netflix, you know, only uh, exclusive. Yeah. Let's see what. See, I'm so out of touch with like Talking about the Beverly Hills Cop uh 4 movie. I think it's called Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. But yeah, it looked pretty good. Looks like it. This that preview alone is better than Beverly Hills Cop 3. I tried the other weekend. I seen I forgot which one it was. I've been on YouTube. Had Beverly Hills Cop 1, 2, and 3 available to stream, and I watched one, enjoyed it. Watched two, enjoyed it. I I got to the part where Axel Foley rescued the kids from the ride, and Beverly Hills Cop 3. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. This is bad. It was bad. It was a paycheck. It was a paycheck. That's it. Yeah, I think. I want to say. We should treat Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2 like I treat Indiana Jones, uh, Temp or Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, and Last Crusade. There's only three Indiana Jones movies. The other two, figments of imagination. I'm gonna tell my sister's grandkids because I never had kids. I want to tell my sister's grandkids that there's only three Indiana Jones movies. The other ones, figments of your imagination. Uh, Probably that's the way I treat uh, Beverly Hills Cop. You had 1 and 2. Don't worry about that one that says three. Now, if the new one turns out to be pretty good, then I said, yeah, just skip three, go to this one. It was way better. But yeah, it looked really good. Yeah, unfortunately, I do remember three being horrible. Uh, I still say, I wish they'd really quit with the reboots and stuff like that. I also read they was going to do a reboot, an animation reboot of Good Times without Jimmy Walker. Insane. Guy had, I mean, if you're going to do anime, you might as well have Jimmy. Is Jimmy Walker even still alive? If he's still alive, if it's animated, just have Jimmy Walker. Yes, a animated reboot of Good Times. I mean, if it's going to be animated anyway, you might as well just have Jimmy Walker, not whoever they're going to get. Um, Seemed like there was like another reboot they're doing of a TV show. I can't remember it now. Just heard about. I know I heard about. I think. I think wherever I heard about that whole Good Times animated reboot was like it kind of just popped. It just stuck there. It made me forget the other crappy one. But yeah, I can speak for everybody. I think a lot of people have done said this that done with the reboots, remakes, whatever. I know one time what was it, a few months ago, I had a Facebook post saying, if it was me, here's the deal. Uh, you can't remake anything unless it's 40 years old. And if it's, and the only way you're going to make it if it was like a pop or a bomb, not hit movie. Um, if it's something that was a hit movie, uh, either, it's got a fan base. What do you call it? Cult. If it's considered a cult classic or a classic or was a hit movie, you can't remake it. Let it be. If you want to remake something, you know, remake something that sucked and remake it better. That's the only way you can do it. Because nobody cares about the ones that suck. Because I didn't know until a couple years ago. I don't know if you remember the Richard Pryor movie, the Toy. The Toy was an actual remake. It was a remake from I think late '60s, early '70s movie. Yeah, because there's been a couple of yeah. I mean, it didn't have a black guy. It had a white guy being the toy. But yeah, it had the same name. I think it was a British one or something like that. And that's the bad thing too. They'll like get a British TV show or a movie or an Asian uh TV show or a movie and remake it here in America, and it's still not any good. Nah, not the toy we remember. Uh-uh. No, no, couldn't do that. Uh, unless somebody like Dave Chappelle said, "Okay, I'm producing it, I'm writing it. Uh, it's all me. I want to do this as a tribute to Richard Pryor or whatever." Either him or Gary or Gary, son of a bee sting. Um, Kevin Hart. Maybe if one of those decided to try it out, but no, there's a lot of movies you can't do. That's definitely one of them. Blazing Saddles can't do one of them. Um, some parts of Police Academy can't do. Probably can't do all Police Academy because everybody's so sensitive about policemen these days. Um, supposedly that's going to try and do another. Actually, that's another one I rewatched recently. 48 hours and another 48 hours. No, they you couldn't do that today. Uh, nope, nope. Uh-uh. Yeah, that's one I did always hear the US version of The Office was better in the UK. I never watched either one of them. Um, for some reason I just couldn't get. I don't, actually I think I watched bits and pieces of The Office. It just didn't strike my interest to go back and watch it. And of course, I got kind of offbeat sense of humor anyway. That's the reason I thought Two and a Half Men was funny and The Office wasn't. Something about watching a TV show by a train wreck named Charlie. Uh, kind of strikes my interest more than Office personnel. And of course, when Charlie Sheen left that show, it kind of went. Need to watch. Get past season one. So season one wasn't that good. It just kind of got better after season one. Yeah, Two and a Half Men was funny as heck. I don't think you could. I really, it's not been that long ago. I only think you can do Two and a Half Men today. Uh, a womanizing rich dude, uh, rich older dude, 50-ish, picking up young women. Uh, couldn't do it today. I don't think, even though that wasn't that long ago. Yeah, there's just a lot because it. What was it? I was going through, I think Netflix or something like that, or it could have been Hulu. whichever one has Full House, and it amazed me that, um, so I think Full House, it started, like, '87 or '89, somewhere in between there. Um, I can't remember. I can look it up, though. Let's see. Full House. Come on, tell me what year it started. '87. It lasted about 8 years. Yeah, you can't really too but yeah, Full House started in '87. Uh, I think '93, I pretty much had a job and teenager and doing teenager things and was never at home to watch sitcoms or TV shows, but I did watch a good portion of Full House. Uh, I think I remember that whole Friday night lineup. It's like Full House, Perfect Strangers, uh, Family Matters. What else was it? There was a show called Just the 10 of Us, but it was short lived. And Full House ended in like 95. I just read it 95. So Full House ended when I graduated high school. So anything that premiered, say 91, 92, I didn't watch, didn't get into at all. Yeah, TGI Fridays. Uh, but yeah, I just uh, I say anything past 91, 92. So Seinfeld, never did watch. Friends, never did watch. X Files, never did watch. Um, what was the other one? Frasier. You know, I watched Cheers. I remember Cheers. Uh, but by the time they Cheers ended and Frasier started, couldn't tell you. Boy Meets World, that sitcom. I think Boy Meets World and Step by Step came out after Full House and Perfect Strangers and all that. So that was the next generation of TGI Fridays. Um, yeah, you can barely get by with not jokes these days. Yeah, nothing like '80s, early '90s sitcoms. Beavis and Butthead, Ricky Starks and Butthead. Uh, See, we ain't turning back to wrestling. Ricky Stark. I I wi- Next week I'll hopefully figure out because sometimes I am kind of winging it right now. Please, as you can tell, with these live streams, went from talking about wrestling to, like I say, it's open forum. Well, at the end of it, after I talk about my wrestling stuff, it's open forum. Well, I'll shoot the shit about anything. Uh, no pun intended to the new podcast that's out called Shooting the Shit with a couple people. I forgot their names. Uh, a couple of local guys. Anyway, it's kind of funny if you're going. It's entertaining. I was entertained about it. I'm not gonna knock it. It's entertaining. Uh, God, God does not care. But uh, but yeah. But anyway, yes. Well, I was digressing about shooting the shit. But anyway, once I figured out how to get the one uh program with the other one out with the other one, so I can show videos or show pictures. I'm gonna put up a side by side picture of Garrison and Cody. That's who it is. Shooting the shit with Garrison and Cody. Um, like I said, a couple of local guys out of Georgia and Garrison. Um, I can say it now. He has no fucks to give. He don't care. It's live. It's live in a living color, baby, if you will. Uh, but yeah, if you're in Georgia, want to listen to some about some local people, tune into that one. Um, there's if I'm gonna plug that one, I might as well plug the other one, Peach State Pandemonium. Um, I don't listen as much no more. Um, but they do interview local guys and stuff like that. If you're into that, if you're in the state of Georgia, of course. Um, but yes, I am going to put a side by side picture of Ricky Starks and Beavis. Uh, we need Big Bill from Long Island. We need him to cut his hair so he can be butthead. Nah, he's too big to be butthead. Maybe find another short, kind of, not short, but smaller guy who's not 6'10", legit 6'10". Uh, but either way, 6'10", 7 foot. Can't teach that. That's a knee slapper. Speaking of AEW, yeah, I guess that's gonna be it's official now. Uh, Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega versus Ricky Starks and Big Bill for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Um, crap, that's the only match I know of right now. Yeah, I'll be ready for that. I'm just not interested in the whole uh, Continental Classic tournament. First off, not Continental Classic. You ain't got Robert Fuller. You ain't got Jimmy Golden in there. You ain't got the Tennessee Stud in there. So they ain't Continental Classic. You ain't got no Armstrongs. Um, I don't know. It's a tournament for another belt. I think that's what throws me off. It's a tournament for another belt. Then you'd be a Triple Crown champion with a Ring of Honor and the New Japan Strong Championship. And why is Eddie Kingston still either one of those champs? I have no idea. Yeah. Um, but apparently they had a producer, not the Kevin Sullivan of Florida Championship Wrestling, Varsity Club, Dungeon and Dude, not that Kevin Sullivan. There was another Kevin Sullivan there who was, I guess, some kind of executive producer or whatever. He recently left, and I think that was kind of why he left, though. And somebody else is kind of make fun of them, saying, they're trying to be way too like Japan with their tournaments. You know how Japan likes to do G1 Climax and a Tag League and this, that. And it's the round robin system like they're doing here. It's like, nobody cares about that. First of all, nobody wants to see AEW with another championship. Uh, way too many belts already. And yes, I'm gonna harp on it again. The whole, Ring of Honor being on on AEW. It's like, couldn't you at least talk to Warner Brothers, TNT, whatever? Say, hey, can we just have our TNT show be, or our Friday night show be Ring of Honor? I'm pretty sure the usual suspects, besides Tony Khan, your Young Bucks, your Kenny Omega, probably your Daniel Bryan, Brian Danielson, excuse me. Um, and they are your EVPs or whatever that's supposed to, I don't know. But they gotta learn this is not Japan. I mean, it's okay for your wrestling geeks like me. I mean, see, even me, I'm kind of a wrestling geek. I just don't. It works in Japan, but this is not working for me here. Uh, and like I said, it's for another championship. And what? Not too long. Come next year. I forgot when they're gonna start that. Um, you're gonna have the whole Owen Hart tournament too. Uh, well, the winner gets a belt too, but they don't have to defend it every year. It's just a trophy to carry home, I guess. But but yeah, you'll have that one. It's like if you like the Owen Hart tournament thing. Have, have that like your King of the Ring. Uh, have that on pay per view or a house show, or if you do get the streaming thing going, that can you can record it, have it like well, they'll probably, yeah, the Owen Hart thing is probably going to 2024 is coming up. They'll have the 2024 edition of the Owen Hart tournament. Um, Martha's got to make that money. God, I forgot what was that pay per view. That was just so almost sad to watch. Cringe. She was out there trying to dance in that unflattering outfit. She looked drunk. It's like, yeah, but yeah, it'll be coming up next year too. The Owen Hart deal. Um, but yeah, this Continental Classic, whatever. Just not for me. Okay, I get that you doing a point system thing. I mean, did remember when NWA or WCW tried to do that with Starrcade one time? And it was such a waste of a Starrcade too. Future Shock, where they had a singles round robin tournament with Sting, Lex Luger, Ric Flair, Great Muta, uh, all wrestled each other, collected points and stuff like that. Then on the tag team side, you had, I want to say, Doom, Steiners, Road Warriors, and Samoan SWAT team. Is that right? Uh, I think the Road Warriors won one, Sting won the other one. Yeah, it's like, no, it's before that. It was like 89, because this is when Arn just came back and Ric Flair was a babyface. Yeah. Sting joined the Four Horsemen for a short time. Then, uh, thanks to him winning that tournament, plus other things, he was named number one contender, and that's when they kicked him out of the Four Horsemen. and that's when he hurt his knee. Yes, I can remember that, but don't ask me what I had for breakfast this morning. Couldn't tell you. Legit me, couldn't tell you. Half my breakfast was the Mean Bean Monster Energy drink, though, but that's every morning. Everything else I couldn't tell you. It wasn't much. It was probably a Nature Valley bar, Pop Tart, or a honey bun. I just can't remember. It's one of the three. It's one of those three because I didn't. It had to be one of those three because I don't have any Jimmy Dean sausages. Yeah, 91 was a uh, yeah, 91 was a battle bowl. See, that would be a cool. Okay, if AEW want to do something, it's not really original, but they can make it their own. It doesn't have to be a Royal Rumble type thing, but it could be, or not just like the Royal. They could sell it like the Royal Rumble, where it's like the winner of the Battle Bowl. Of course, random drawing tag teams, and the winner of tag teams go into Battle Bowl, Battle Royal. See, and figure out what your top pay per view is, wherever it's All In or whatever. You can have that on the Dynamite or something like that, or a special or in between pay per view, something like that. Have that, then whoever wins, whatever they want called the Battle Bowl, gets a shot at the AEW World Championship. See, I kind of like the Battle Bowl concept, but I did not like it being Starcade. Starcade is supposed to be like the WrestleMania. Starcade was the WrestleMania before WrestleMania. That's where everything is supposed to get settled, not whatever. And I think that was a Dusty Rhodes deal, a Dusty Rhodes creation, Battle Bowl. But like I said, see, I guess they didn't have that outlook then. They could have had the Battle Bowl. Whoever won Battle Bowl got a shot at the champion in Starcade. And they could have done before, the Royal Rumble came that thing. Now the Royal Rumble is the thing. Uh, but maybe AEW can steal that idea. Yeah, they did, but I mean, um, yeah, 90, like I said, was the unveiling of the Black Scorpion. 91 was Battle Bowl. Uh, yeah, they did, but I mean, like I said, that was Battle Bowl was a Dusty idea, so I don't know if they just say, "Hey, look, we need something for you know WC or something for us." And what do you got, Dusty? Well, baby, I got this idea for say people draw names out of a hat, if you will, and baby, they have a tag team match. When the tag team match go in a uh, battle bowl, if you will. Then the winner becomes battle bowl champion, if you will. But anyway, gonna have to cut it for the night. Appreciate everybody checking it out, tuning in. Have fun tonight. Like I said, we covered yeah, I heard needed something different, but that was a little too different. I mean, like I say, it's supposed to be Starcade. That's where their big programs in. Something started, but sometimes they forget. Uh, it's just WCW at that time, which one of these days they're going to really get into it. Uh, you know, Thank you, Brenda. I'll see you next week. But yeah, I think they was just trying to just do something. Um, I don't know if they knew what they're doing. It was super indie before AEW was considered super indie with no budget. But but like I said, appreciate you everybody watching. I will be here next week, and we got some more things to talk about. Like I said, it was fun. Good open forum here. We talked about a lot of wrestling, a lot of sitcoms and movies coming out, and we talked a little bit about video games. Even though not the video nerd I used to be, but maybe one of these days I'll get back into it. But life happens, work happens, and like some of the games I can't play because it makes me a little dizzy. But I'll talk about that some other week. Anyway, this does it for me tonight. Uh, and you folks watching, let me do my usual spiel. Smash the like button, hit the notification bell, leave a comment like these people have, and this will be available for anybody to watch later on. Also, be a champ and hit that subscribe button. Uh, be appreciated if you did. Other than that, you folks have a good one and take it easy.